Hi everyone, my name is Jumoke Olaguju. Welcome to the Inspired Design School of Fashion. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show us how to make your own nose masks. In Nigeria now, as well as in many nations, the use of nose masks when you are going out has become mandatory. And if it's mandatory, we all know that if the demand is too much, the supply will reduce, as it will have effects on the supply, and it might become too expensive, and then it might become too scarce. But if everybody can make their own, then we won't have that problem. So that is why you have to learn how to make yours. It's not so difficult to make. You don't need to have a sewing machine or even know how to sew. Just follow the simple steps and you have your own. Even though it will not totally protect you from having coronavirus, but it will help to curb the spread of coronavirus. So let's begin. So in this first one that we're going to make is very simple and very straightforward. You don't have to have any prior knowledge about sewing to make this, and you can easily use your needle and thread to make it. Okay, so you need fabric, and the fabric must be cotton because you want a fabric that you can breathe through. So you're going to need your male fabric and the lining fabric. If you like, you can use the same fabric for the main fabric and the lining, but make sure that the combination of both is not too thick that you will not be able to breathe through it. So for the first fabric, we just need a piece of fabric that measures 8 inches, 8.5 inches wide by 7 inches. 8.5 inches wide by 7 inches. So you cut the main fabric and the lining fabric, and then for the filter, okay, I'll be using this is actually a fusible interlining, but I will not be ironing it on. But you can use something like a gauze. The gauze, they use it, you can get it in a supermarket or a pharmaceutical chemist or something where they sell all these things. It's used for wrapping wounds. Gauze, just ask for gauze. It's very light and it's perforated. There's a hole inside so that you can breathe through it, and it can serve as a filter. So for the filter, you need 3 inches by 8.5 inches because it must be the same length as the main fabric and the lining piece, but it's not the same width. Okay, so after getting your fabric, you're going to need your iron, or if you're not, the iron is not handy, you use your what's it called, office pin. You mark the center of the fabric, fold the fabric into 2 and mark the center. So I'll just use my scissors to notch the center here. Then I'll do the same for the other side. So after that, I'm going to measure 2 inches from the top here and mark it 2 inches. So 2 inches here, 2 inches. So I'll do the same thing for this other side. Mark 2 inches. Then from that 2 inches mark, I'm going to fold forward. Okay, this is the right side of the fabric. From the 2 inches mark, I'll fold forward towards the middle mark, the marking you've made in the middle. Fold forward at the 2 inches mark and pin it down. If you have your iron handy, just iron it immediately, but make sure that your markings are correct. Okay, then you do the same thing for the other side. If you notice, I've already ironed this fabric, so it's already falling into place. So when you are done, you have something like this. You're going to have something like this. It's a kissing pleat at the center. So you have this at the back. So we're going to do the same thing for the lining piece. Okay, See, I've already ironed it. So this part where is the kissing pleat is, it will be the right side of our mask. Okay, I'm just pinning it down so that it doesn't move. So once that is done, I'm going to place wrong side upon wrong side. This is the wrong side. The part with the kissing pleat is the right side. So before then, I'm going to take my elastic. I have this tiny elastic, but there's one there's bigger than this. I don't have it handy. You can use that one, any elastic, but it must not be a very thick one. So measure your elastic 7 inches long, 7 inches. So I'm going to place the elastic this way, not too close to the edge, and you can stitch it. Use a few stitches, just run it to hold it down. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can use your needle and thread to hold it down. Then you do the second one also this way. Make sure that your elastic is lying inside your fabric like this. Then we'll place this on top. This is the right side, so this is the wrong side. Okay, the elastic will be on the right side, please. This is the right side, so the elastic must be on the right side here. So this way you stitch, then place the right side on top right side, and then stitch all around. But you will now leave like 2 inches open at the bottom here to turn it out. So let's quickly go and stitch. If you don't have a sewing machine, like I said, use your needle and thread and stitch. Let's stitch. Before we stitch, we must not forget our filter. If we're going to use a filter, it must wait, okay, it must come in between. You know, this is the main fabric. You put the lining piece on top, then the filter on top. So for the filter, we'll only be stitching the sides. So when we stitch like this, it will catch the side of the filter so that it cannot move. Okay, so let's stitch. All right, so I've stitched around this and I've left this opening to turn it out. You can see the filter just lying on top of it here. Okay, so let's just turn it out. Right side. See, our nose mat is ready. So what I will just do now is to go back to this sewing machine, or use your needle and thread and close this opening. So when you put it on, to spread open and cover your nose and mouth. Okay, let's put this on one side. That is it for the first one, and it's the one that I recommend for anyone that doesn't really have any prior sewing skills. You can just go ahead and do this. It's okay, it's comfortable, and it's very easy to make. For the second one, we're going to do exactly what we did for this one, but first of all, we're going to turn this place, the top part, in like maybe by 1 centimeter. We'll iron it and turn it in. We'll do the same thing for the lining. Okay, so now we'll place it the same way we placed the first one we made, using the same measurements. Okay, let's cut the elastic. Okay, 7 inches of elastic. So we're going to attach it, then we're going to stitch it the same way we did that one. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Okay, we're going to do that, and then for this one too, we'll place it. Make sure that the part you turn down is on the same side. You match it, and then we'll go to the sewing machine. After putting our filter, we'll put our filter on top and go to the sewing machine and stitch around there. We'll leave this part open. We're going to do something a little bit different with this one. We're going to add a face cover or high cover, and we're going to be using this is nylon, but it's thick, like all these clear bag or something. It's quite thick, so you need just measure like 3.5 inches by the length of your nose mask, so it will be the same length, 3.5 inches. Then cut around the edge a little curve like this. So put it on one side, but first let's go and stitch this, then I'll show you how to attach this to it, the high cover. Now that we've joined this just like the other one, leaving this top part open. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is make sure that the down part of this place, the straight part, I said we'll cut around, cut the edge round, we'll do a curve around the edge. We'll make sure that this down part fits into this top opening. Okay, this is a little bit too big, so we're going to trim it. Okay, make sure the edge is curved. Okay, so this is going to go inside here. Okay, so once that is done, you found that it's okay, we're going to take bias tape. This is a bias tape. You can make your own if you want it to be the same as the fabric you are using. If you are a tailor, you should know how to make a bias tape. You can use the fabric to tape the edge of this nylon, but I'll use the bias tape just to make it fast. You just open it and stitch around. You can't do this, well, it may be difficult to do this if you don't have a sewing machine. That's why I said the first one is better for those without a machine. Okay, so once you've done this, we don't need to use bias tape on this other part. So I'm going to insert it into the opening. I'll just go in by 1/2 inch. You're going to mark it 1/2 inch, then stitch on top of this opening like this. So we're going to be trapping the nylon in between the two fabric. So that is it for the second face nose mask, but this one with a eye covering or eyes covering or something like that. The third one, it involves drafting, and well, I will show you that in the next class.